So the question today on the podcast is, are you easy to buy from? Do you make it simple for your customers or your clients to buy from you? Or are you someone who it's actually hard to buy for? Or maybe you're not sure. Well, if you're not sure or you are hard to buy from, then this is definitely the episode for you. So let's get stuck into episode 55. Hey, welcome to the Small Business Made Simple podcast, brought to you by socialmediaandmarketing.com.au. Being in business is never easy, but it can be simple, or at least simpler. Join me, your host Jen Donovan, every week where we focus on marketing, social media, and working towards simplifying your business. You with me? Let's do this.
Gonna dream it big, 'cause someone out there listening. Everyone's got a voice to give, and it's time I heard you whistling, 'cause there's no point at all, in dreaming small,
Hey there, my podcast family. Welcome back and welcome to episode 55 of the Small Business Made Simple podcast. As usual, thank you, as always, for lending me your ears today. I know you have lots of choices out there, and I sincerely appreciate you making little old me one of them. If you're a first-time listener, then oh my gosh, big welcome to you. I'm so pleased to have you here. I'm the host, Jen Donovan, and it's my job via this podcast and my social media and really anywhere else that I live to make your life a little bit simpler. Hence the name of the podcast, Small Business Made Simple. Business can be really hard. It can be a little bit lonely, and sometimes it gets complicated. And it's really rarely ever easy, but it should be simple, or at least simpler. So that's my commitment to you here on the podcast. To help you in your life, or at least your working life, to make it a little bit simpler, come and join my Facebook group, Like-Minded Business Owners. You ask questions, or you can ask questions, of course, mingle, like online mingle, with other like-minded business owners and show your expertise and market your business just a little. You never know where your next client or your next customer might be coming from. Besides my marketing/business group that I have on Facebook, I actually have another Facebook group, and it's called Buy From a Bush Business. The link to it is actually in the show notes if you'd like to check it out, because many of you will probably know, if you're a long-time listener, that I'm actually a rural country girl. So I live on the border of New South Wales and Victoria, on a farm with my husband, and I run my social media and marketing business all around rural Victoria and rural New South Wales, doing workshops and having private clients, of course. So it was a real passion of mine to actually start up a Facebook group just before Christmas called Buy From a Bush Business. At the time of recording this podcast, I have 135,000 members in that group. Yep, 135,000 members in that group. Yikes. And it's the group that has actually inspired this episode. But whether you're in that group or not, there's a few little things I consistently see small business owners doing, both in their digital and their social media marketing, as well as their offline marketing, to be honest, that if they could just tweak it a little, they would actually make themselves so much easier to buy from. And of course, if you're easy to buy from, then not only do you get lots more new customers, but you actually get lots more repeat customers. My mentor taught me two things around this subject. The first one, make yourself easy to buy from. And the second one, a confused buyer never buys. So they're the two things that I'm just going to talk briefly about on the podcast today. And I'm pretty sure if you actually looked at your own consumer behaviour, you'll actually agree with both of them. If something's not easy to buy, we don't do it. If there's too much choice, we don't do it. If you have to click 7 buttons to purchase something through someone's checkout, then you will have stopped after button number 3. If you Google someone's business and you look them up on social media and you can't find them, well, you're not going to keep trying. You're just going to move on to the next business that you know that will solve your problem or sell what you're looking for. Or, of course, if we get old-fashioned, which is not really old-fashioned at all, but pick up the old dog and bone, so pick up the phone and actually chat to another human on the other end, and we get an answering machine or some undecipherable message, again, we move on. It may not be fair and it may not be right, but the world moves at a really quick pace, and we as business owners need to make things as simple and easy as possible in order to get the sale we so deserve. We lose momentum really quickly, and as consumers, we know that there's always a next business who will actually take our money. So how do you make yourself easier to buy from? So the first thing I'd like to talk about, so there's 5 points. The first point is actually be your own customer. So whether you've got an online shop, a bricks and mortar shop, or your sales are just done via Messenger or something like that, you have to go through the process yourself. Be your own customer. Or if you're talking about online, better still, get your mum or your grandma to do it. What's that saying? I can't remember who said it, so I'm not crediting myself, but it's something like, if you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, then you don't really know what you're talking about. So if a person who has very little computer skills can't navigate your website to purchase something or your social media to find something, then you've got some fixing to do. I love the KISS method. Keep it simple, superstar. KISS. KISS. Keep it simple, superstar. If your processes are streamlined, simple and easy, then you are definitely going to win more business than your competitors who aren't. I super guarantee it. The second point was be easy to find. I think it was the wonderful Kate Toon, the Beyonce of SEO in Australia, a past guest on this podcast, actually episode 39 for those of you playing along at home, who actually said, if you're not on Google, are you even on the internet? And I take that a little bit further. If you're not on Google and no one can find you, are you really even a business? So you might not come up in lots of searches. I get that. SEO and being found on searches does get a little bit tough, time consuming, and can take a lot of money and resources depending on what your keywords are. But if I actually type into Google your actual business name and maybe even your location and you still don't come up, then you're definitely not making yourself easy to buy from. Google My Business should be your best friend in 2020. And if you're not sure what I'm talking about, then Google My Business. And perhaps check out episode 47 where I talk about the 6 marketing predictions that I have for 2020. And Google My Business is definitely one of them. If you don't have a website, if you can't afford it, or you don't want to do Google Ads, then make sure you have Google My Business set up and you actually use it like a social media platform and you post to it, weekly or bi-weekly. It's really important that you keep Google My Business up to date and have all the great information that you need to be found for. In time, it will, of course, make you easier to find. My third point is actually your email signature. So how many emails do you send a day? How many do you send a week? And how many do you send each month? Every one of those little pieces is a marketing, piece all by itself. I love the saying that, everything you do and say says something about your business, whether you meant it or not. And email signatures are one of those things. You're sending out emails every day. Why not put a little bit of marketing behind them? So what does your email signature look like? Is it branded? Do you have your contact numbers, your email, your websites all listed? Maybe even your social media icons that people can click and check you out on social media. And bonus points if it's got a photo of you. In fact, I would recommend that every person has a photo of themselves in their email signature. Why? Well, if you've listened to the podcast for any length of time, you will know, because humans interact with humans, not logos. If you are sending an email to someone and they get to see your face as well as your personality through your copy in the email, are extra bonuses. And if you're concerned, you can actually have your logo and your photo. Or next level, have a photo of you holding your logo. If you create blogs or podcasts or great content like that, then maybe having a link in your email signature to the latest one would be a really great idea as well. In fact, this is probably something I need to work on. It's a little bit hit and miss depending on depending on where I actually send my emails from, whether that be through, an email provider or straight from Outlook or Google Mail. So I definitely need to work on that part of my email signature as well. But talking about email providers, I've actually changed or in the middle of changing over to one called Flowdesk, Flowdesk. It was one of my discoveries of the week last year, but I can't remember which episode it was on. So if you're interested in a new email provider, you can go to flowdesk.com/c/lovejen and have a look. There's actually a link in the show notes if you want to have a look. They do actually have a 30-day trial, and my link that's in the show notes will get you 50% off. So you only need to pay $19 a month for Flowdesk. The templates that they have in there are absolutely beautiful compared to any other email provider that I've found. I'm in love with Flowdesk. And it's simple. So the KISS method, keep it simple, superstar. Okay. So that's email marketing. My fourth point is around links, URL links. So they're actually the links to websites or to social media and things like that. And this is a big one for me, huge in fact. Links to products and posts and services that don't work or are broken. Go to a Facebook page or a home page, like just a general page instead of specific. Or of course a clickbait, which means that, when you get there, it's not really what you're expecting. They drive me totally insane, and I cannot be the only one. If they are the things that drive you insane with links, put your hand up. Unless of course you're driving a car or in an elevator or something like that, don't do that. But I can't be the only one that they drive insane. If I click on a link, then I actually expect it to take me where I think I'm going. If I want to see like a particular product, take me to that product. Do not take me to your homepage where I then have to go looking for the product, and do not take me to a Facebook page where I have to scroll and scroll and scroll and maybe not even find what I'm actually looking for. Make yourself easy to buy. My other pet hate is lack of links. The business owner will lead you to, when you're reading a post and a business owner is talking about a product or a service that they have, and you're like, wow, I'd really like to check that out. And there's nowhere to go. They don't send you anywhere. You have to guess. So maybe you might click on their name if it's in a Facebook group or something like that, which will lead you to their personal profile, and you just have to hope that maybe their business name is actually in their personal profile. Or of course you can Google it and see what you can find. But from a marketing point of view, you have to have a seriously good hook for someone to go to extra lengths to find you or to find something to buy if you haven't provided them with a link or a working link. They'll give up much quicker than perhaps you would think, or maybe not. If you put yourself in your consumer's shoes, how quickly would you give up if you had to go searching for something? I'd say pretty quickly. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect and my business isn't perfect and my business assets are not perfect. And that's why I think we need to go back up to point one and be your own customer. Every few months, we should be going through our processes and our policies and our social media platforms and our website and check out systems and just make sure they are all working the way that we think they are from a consumer's or a customer's point of view. Are they pointing where we need them to? Is all the relevant information still there and easy to find? And is it still all relevant? Are you, as the human behind the business, easy to find? Can I find out what your name is through looking at all these different assets in your business? Or are you kind of just your business name and your actual Christian name is nowhere to be found? So number 5, which is my last point, which is actually around the saying of a confused buyer doesn't buy. We need to do what we do exceptionally well and stop adding extra products and extra services just because. If you make candles, don't start selling social media management to your clients. If you've got an accommodation place like a caravan park or a hotel or motel, don't start a hairdressing salon in the reception. I know they sound a little bit far-fetched, but we really do need to do what we do and we need to do it well. If a person can't tell what you do by researching or by talking to, say, one of your clients or your customers, or if you have far too many choices, they will make no choice at all. It's just the way we're made up, us little human beings. So let's take a positive spin on this. I feel like I need to come down from my high horse a little bit and give you some action steps on how to make yourself easy to buy from. So the first one, take a few minutes today or over the weekend and be your own customer. Go through your website, go through your social media platforms, click links, see where they lead, fix what needs to be fixed. Be your own customer. The second thing that we can do is make a Word document or a Google document up of all the links we actually have. All your social media platforms, your websites, and any other important places that you want to send people, any other important URLs that you might have in your business. It's a really handy way of keeping them all in one place, and you don't need to go searching for them every time you want to say, click here to go to my Instagram account. And you don't have to go to Instagram trying to find that URL. It's in your Google Doc or in your Word document. I actually have all my affiliate links in that document as well. So if I'm ever recommending a product that I'm actually an affiliate for, then I can just go there and grab that link. It makes my life so much simpler. My third thing that we can do to actually make ourselves easier to buy from is Google My Business. I know I said it earlier, but we need to post to it like we would a social media page, like a Facebook page or something, once or twice a week. Make yourself easy to be found on Google. Look up Google My Business. Number 4, look at your email signature. If you don't have one, reach out to a graphic designer and get one made. Or you can, of course, go to sites such as Fiverr.com, which is Fiverr.com. I had mine done there a few years ago. It's probably time for an update, actually, as I record this podcast. But I think way back then, it cost me about $15. Of course, supporting local business is much better than going online. But if you don't have those skills around you, online, of course, is another choice, and Fiverr.com would actually be a great platform for that. My 5th point, take stock of all the ways that you make money, all the products that you sell. Do you need them all? Are they all profitable? And that's probably a subject for another podcast. But do you have too many? Do you actually confuse your buyer? Do you know which ones are profitable? If you do, you'll know which ones to cull, and they will be the ones that aren't profitable. And my last point, number 6, if you're sharing something for someone to look at, purchase or browse, give them the link, the direct link to the exact thing that you have been talking about. A confused buyer doesn't buy, and neither does a busy one. So there you have it, some ways. I'm sure there's more, but there's some ways that you can make yourself easy to buy from. I haven't touched on good customer service, but that's an obvious way to make yourself easier to buy from. Exceptional customer service will always bring more buyers and, of course, more repeat buyers. I need to find someone to come and chat to us on the podcast about exceptional customer service. I think I might reach out to someone and see if I can get them on the podcast. Good thought. All right. But that is it for episode 55 on the podcast this week. I hope you have hit the ground running in 2020, and I hope it is as epic as you want it to be. I will, of course, be back next Thursday with another cracking episode, guaranteed. It's actually all about Pinterest. I have the gorgeous Belinda on talking about Pinterest, and I cannot wait to share it with you. If you're enjoying this podcast, please don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode. And maybe you might share this episode with a friend. If you're still in a gift giving mode in January, I would love for you to go and leave a rating and review in the podcatcher that you actually listen to podcasts on. Those things are like gold for podcasters like me, and it would mean the world to little old me. But that is all for episode 55. I'd love to connect with you on social. Maybe head to Like-Minded Business Owners, my group in Facebook. Otherwise, I'm on Instagram and I love LinkedIn as well. So maybe make that one of your jobs this week, is to connect with me on social media. But of course, remember, my small business peeps, as my opening song says, there is no point in dreaming small.
Tell it like I feel it, say it proud, be true, and let us see you for the star that you are.